Right, running service accommodation. One of the things you're going to get from time to time is guests saying the bathroom smells, okay? And sometimes don't have so many curries. You can tell the guests that, but otherwise it could be a case of unblocking the drains. But there is one thing, okay, to double check, especially in hot weather. We've been having hot weather. Is that sometimes I'm currently in an ensuite, right? Depending on which platform, it's always different in terms of spinning the camera around. Okay, so in ensuite, right? And you've also got a plug there, and you've got a plug there, and you've got the loo, right? And so what often happens, especially when there's hot weather, is the traps, yeah? So you have a trap underneath each plug hole, and that will constantly have an amount of water in, and the water that comes in just basically pushes the sitting water out. Right? And what that does, it creates a seal, if you like, stopping smells coming up from the sewer. And what often happens, sorry, I'm not gagging, it's not swelling that bad. What often happens is these traps dry out, especially if the guests are a bit dirty and they're not using the shower, right? Just saying, hashtag. Sometimes contractors, right? Just saying. Anyway, if no one stayed for a while, or if the guests are not using the shower or even the sink, right, then the traps dry out, and then there's literally nothing stopping the smells coming up from the drains or from the sewer or whatever. So first thing to do is to run the taps first. You can tell your guests if they're complaining, run the taps first and see whether or not that solves the problem. Then obviously sink and drain unblocker, plunger, quite handy, you know, fill it full of water and then plunge. That might clear a blockage that might be smelling a bit. And then call a plumber. Okay, because then there might be some issue like a cracked drain or something like that, or a broken drain that's causing an issue. But go through those steps first before calling out your plumber, and then you're going to save yourself. I mean, how much do plumbing call-outs cost these days? A lot, right? Just to plunge or fill up the sink with water or something like that. Those things first before calling out your plumber. So hopefully that's useful. Save yourself some money. Do it at home, right? You know, when you've got a bathroom or an ensuite or something at home, if you've got spare bedrooms with an ensuite, every now and then you're going to have to do that, run the taps, because your traps will dry out. Okay, so top tip from me, hopefully that's useful. If you find my content useful, make sure you give me a like, share, subscribe, depending on your platform. And for me, the property soldier, remember, your future prosperity needs you to cut out the costs of calling out plumbers. Take care.